sessions. Counseling on new
and summarized.
A very good morning to every one of you. I welcome you all to this 55th annual general meeting of the company being held today, that is 5th day of August 2026 at 11:30 a.m. This meeting is being held through video conferencing or other audiovisual means in accordance with the circulars issued by the Ministry of Corporate Affairs and the Securities and Exchange Board of India. The company has made arrangements in order to enable members of the company to participate and vote for the items to be considered at this annual general meeting. Once the question answer session starts, the moderator will announce names of the shareholders who have registered themselves as speaker shareholders. In compliance with the provisions of the Companies Act 2013 and SEBI listing regulations, the company has provided to its members the facility to cast their vote through remote e-voting system offered by National Securities Depository Limited, that is NSDL. The remote e-voting commenced at 9 a.m. on 2nd August 2026 and was open for voting up to 5 p.m. on 4th August 2026. The facility for e-voting is also available during the meeting for the members who have not yet casted their votes through remote e-voting. Members attending the AGM may go to the voting page of NSDL's e-voting website and may cast their votes. Mr. Dinesh Joshi, a practicing company secretary, designated partner of Kanj & Company LLP, company secretaries, has been appointed as scrutinizer to scrutinize the votes received through remote e-voting and also through e-voting at the AGM. Members who have not voted earlier through remote e-voting can cast their vote during the course of the meeting through e-voting facility. The company has received authorization from 12 corporate shareholders appointing their representatives under Section 113 of the Companies Act 2013 in respect of 4 crores 37 lakhs 91,789 equity shares of the company, representing 32.11% of the paid-up equity share of capital of the company. The statutory registers as required under the Companies Act 2013 and other documents as mentioned in the notice convening this AGM are open for inspection by way of a web link provided on the website of NSDL and also on the company's website. The representatives of the statutory auditors, Deloitte Huskins & Sells LLP, and representatives of the secretarial auditors, Kanj & Company LLP, are present at the meeting. Now I request the chairman to take the proceedings of the meeting further. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Bajpai. I welcome all of you to the 55th annual general meeting of the company. As a requisite quorum is present, I call the meeting to order. With me here on the stage are all the directors of the company, except Mr. Dilip Bhai Choksi, Mr. Mahesh Bhai Chabaria, and Mr. Puneet Bhai Lalbhai, who have joined this meeting through video conferencing. May I request Shri Dilip Bhai Choksi to introduce himself? Can I request Puneet Bhai to introduce himself?
Namaste, my name is Puneet Lalbhai. Apologies for not being there in person. I and welcome to this meeting. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Can I request Mr. Mahesh Chabaria?
Hi, good morning. I'm Mahesh Chabria, Independent Director of Deepak Nitrite, attending the 55th AGM of Deepak Nitrite virtually from Bombay. Sorry I couldn't make it in person.
Thank you. May I also take this opportunity to introduce members on the board on the dais. To my left is Mr. Meghav Mehta. Next to him is Mr. Girish Satarkar. After him is Mr. Ajay Mehta. Next to him is Vipul Bhai Shah. Mr. Arvind Agarwal is next to Vipul Bhai. And Bhumika, she is at the end of the left-hand side of my table. And to my right is Mr. Maulik Mehta, Mr. Sanjay Upadhyay, Mr. Anand Pandey, Mr. Somsekhar Nanda, and Mr. Arvind Bajpai. Thank you all for joining today. Before we move forward, I would also like to share with you some of the new changes that we are making on the board. You may be aware that Dilip Bhai Choksi is completing his second term of appointment as an independent director. And he is as an independent director until 6th of August 2026. And accordingly, he will cease to be the independent director of the company thereafter. Further, Mr. Ajay Mehta, who is non-executive director and is retiring by rotation of this at this AGM, has not offered himself to be reappointed as director. Accordingly, he will also cease to be the director of the company after the AGM. We have taken some new initiatives and we have invited Mr. Milind Mehta to join the board. Mr. Milind Mehta is a chartered accountant and a senior partner of KC Mehta and Company. He has vast experience in the fields of strategy, taxation, mergers and acquisitions, joint ventures, etc. He has been a strategic advisor to several companies here in Baroda, and I'm sure also in Gujarat. Milind Bhai has also been on the board of both Deepak Phenolics and Deepak Chemtech, our two subsidiaries at Deepak Nitrite. On Deepak Phenolics, he will be retiring by 9th of October. And it is proposed to appoint him not only as a board member of Deepak Nitrite, but we would also like him to now take on the chairman of the audit committee at Deepak Nitrite. Today's meeting, Vipul Bhai will be chairing as the audit committee chairman. Dilip Bhai is a little unwell, so he could not make it. We have another gentleman, Mr. Adnan Ahmed, who is also joining the board as an independent director. Mr. Ahmed began his career. He has been a chemical engineer, and he began his career at ICI, one of the foremost chemical companies in the country. And over the years, have moved into different businesses of ICI. Later on, he was with British Petroleum. He was with Castrol. And finally, he retired as managing director of Clariant India. He's one of the best known persons in specialty chemicals. And today he is a visiting professor at ICT in the field of specialty chemicals. Finally, we are also happy to have Mr. Anand Pandey, who has been our chief manufacturing officer at Deepak, that we have asked him to join the board. And Mr. Pandey is a chemical engineer, holds Master of Science degrees from Birla Institute of Technology and Science, Pilani. He has over 40 years of rich experience. He also co-chairs the Manufacturing Excellence Committee of FICCI, and I know that he has been doing great contributions to Deepak. In my presentation, while we discuss about what is happening in the business, in the world outside, I would also touch upon some of the critical changes that we are looking at doing in the organization. Couple of them I may just begin with right now and then share a little more later, that both Mr. Maulik Mehta and Mr. Meghav Mehta, we are bringing them in as deputy managing directors at Deepak Nitrite. Mr. Maulik Mehta has been the executive director and chief executive. He is now being promoted and upgraded to be the deputy managing director. And Mr. Meghav Mehta was similarly the executive director and CEO of Deepak Chemtech. He would be resigning from there and will take the chair of the deputy managing director at Deepak Nitrite. I would share further details a little later as we move towards discussing about what is happening at Deepak as a group. You know, as usual, I have been wanting to share that this has been an unusual year. And I realize that in the last 5 years, if there is a usual year, that itself is unusual. Because right from the time COVID happened, then the Russian war that was supposed to last a few weeks, but still continues. And then we had the issue of Trump tariffs that shook the world, the economic world. And now the Iran crisis that is also creating huge turbulence in the industrial world. I believe the front page of the balance sheet, which talks about the sea and the turbulent times, and the ship which is sailing very beautifully on this turbulent sea, reflects very well not only about how Deepak is moving smoothly over these challenges, but now expecting and accepting that times will always be uncertain, and believing that it is only in the uncertain times that the best companies outperform. So with these thoughts, I know that the year at Deepak has been challenging in the initial years. In this current year, at the same time, it has been full of opportunities as we have worked to grow the company from strength to strength. May I take this opportunity to ask first Mr. Meghav Mehta to talk about what has been happening on the new projects and operations that are coming in, followed by, can I ask Maulik Mehta to tell us something more about the business, how he sees the year that has gone by, and particularly the first quarter. Requesting Meghav.
Thank you, Chairman. Good morning and welcome, dear shareholders. Thank you for being here. This has been a year in which Deepak has moved decisively from planning into execution. Last year, I spoke about Deepak Chemtech, Deepak Group's next phase of growth, and our D2, Nandesari, and D3 facilities. D2, roughly 2,500 crore expansion under Deepak Chemtech, would complete our capabilities across photochlorination, fluorination, nitration, hydrogenation, and solvents. D3, our integrated cumene to polycarbonate platform, would be our largest investment yet at around 11,000 crores, targeting production by 2028. I am happy to share how far we have come. On D2, 7 of the 9 projects now stand delivered. Our nitration and hydrogenation plants, built using indigenous technology, together with our nitric acid facility at Nandesari, have ramped to 80% of rated production. We have built India's first integrated MIBK and MIBC facility, with trial runs already reaching 80% throughput. Our MEA and MPB plants are on the eve of production. On D3, we have moved from asset acquisition to physical execution. As you are aware, we are relocating the polycarbonate process plant from Trinsia's Stade facility in Germany to the Dahej. We're talking about over 200 equipment count, over 10,000 metric tons of cargo, and more than 550 containers. Dismantling began in October, and the first 157 containers are already at our facility in the Dahej. Domestically, engineering is 60% complete with our EPCM partner, Technip. All major long lead equipments have been ordered, including packages like boilers, cooling towers, and other critical utilities. At our site, over 700 people have already been mobilized, and we have clocked in 480,000 safe man-hours already. We also signed a long-term build, own, operate agreement with the Linde Group for an on-site HYCO plant, securing feedstock and improving project economics. We're similarly exploring other CapEx optimizing strategies. Relocating a plant from Germany to India has brought two working cultures together. Our German colleagues, they like to open a meeting with agendas. We like to open it with chai. They document everything twice, and we question everything until every last detail has been settled. The different working styles, but the same insistence on getting it right. Looking forward, our execution is shaped by real hard-won learnings from our earlier projects. First, we have secured best-in-class EPCM and technology partners to help minimize the risk. Second, we are running this project on a digital backbone, 3D laser scanning the facility in Stade, having a full digital twin to ensure that every component is reassembled in the Dahej exactly as it stood there. Third, we are de-risking manpower by building our own labor townships to retain skilled manpower through peak construction. And there are many other learnings like this that we're applying in the upcoming projects. The polycarbonate plant will be commissioned first, ahead of the upstream units. The past year has put this roadmap firmly on track. As we had communicated last year, the board had approved our cumene and phenol acetone projects. Execution now moves in step with the polycarbonate line, aligned to long-term propylene supply from Petronet LNG. This year, I am pleased to announce that our board has cleared the bisphenol A project. The technology evaluation is coming to a conclusion, and we intend to build a 240,000 metric ton BPA facility at an investment of roughly 2,500 crores. BPA is the missing link in our integrated value chain. It'll meet our captive polycarbonate requirements and a little serving India's growing epoxy industry. With this, our cumene to polycarbonate value chain is complete, end to end, at a single site. We brought the same kind of discipline to project financing as we have to with the projects, securing about 60% of our project funding from our banking partners. That backing reflects their confidence in our vision and our team. Shri Sanjay Upadhyay ji will share more on this in his speech. Ahead of production, we are seeding the market through Deepak Advanced Materials. We already have a production capacity of 10,000 metric tons a year of compounded polycarbonates. This capacity will be doubled by December 26. Deepak Advanced Materials is already ISO 9001, 14001, and 45001 certified and are securing IATF qualifications for automotive sector and BIS qualifications for polycarbonates. We already serve customers like Havells, Panasonic, Tata Autocomp, Mahindra and Mahindra, GM Modular, Great White, and our facility has already been audited by ABB, Suzuki, and other Japanese molders that service Toyota. Their orders are imminent. By the time our plant is ready, the market that will receive our product will also be built. None of this happens without our people. Behind every number is a team capable of delivering world-scale, safe, and on-schedule projects. Our projects, our market seeding efforts, and our operating plants are each led by experienced professionals with deep sector experience. This is the capability I'm most proud of and I'm most confident in. Not any single plant, but the team that we have that are going to execute this. In conclusion, upon completion, Deepak will operate the world's first fully integrated cumene to polycarbonate value chain outside of China, a platform that meaningfully reduces India's dependence on import. We will deliver this with the same discipline that has defined our journey, creating lasting value for all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Megho. Can I now request Maulik to share with us what's happening on the business front?
Good morning, Chairman, directors on the dais, and fellow shareholders. Chairman, you mentioned smooth sailing. I think one thing that certainly comes across is the activity that the shock absorbers are on to ensure that the drive or the sail looks smooth. So 2025-26, it was a testing year for Deepak's thesis as a chemical intermediates company with the largest number of platforms at play on an industrial scale. We had raw material volatility, we had tariff warfare, geopolitical tensions, manpower availability, cooking gas availability, escalating ocean freights, insurance. Yeah, many of these were actually things that were well learned during the COVID pandemic. But in the last year, we also learned about how to consider evolving influences from regional flashpoints, an agrochemical industry that was still grappling with oversupply as well as now a resurgent El Nino effect. We acknowledge these challenges by saying that we are a chemical company, we're a chemistry company that manufactures chemicals. Today, the company stands at a revenue of nearly 8,000 crores, spanning small and large manufacturing assets spread across multiple states. We serve more than 1,500 customers with widening end applications, including sunrise sectors such as defense, mobility, fuel additives, personal care, polymers, and electronics, as well as the traditional ones of dyes, agrochemicals, detergents, and construction. Integrated sites offer us a abundant advantage of waste valorization, reduced carbon footprint, as well as asset fungibility. And this protects the business model through any kind of market cyclicality. Over the last 2 years, we have successfully commissioned our photohalogenation asset, fluorination asset, nitration, and hydrogenation assets using indigenously designed technology and intelligent adaptation of AI. We've also commissioned our nitric acid plant. We are also in the pre-commissioning trials for our advanced specialty solvent plants. And all of this means that we're no longer a nitration company that buys nitric acid. We're now an ammonia to amines company. We're also a propylene to polycarbonate company. But in our hearts, we're a chemistry company that finds ways and means to interconnect our building blocks as well as our platforms. Now, our strategy has explicitly been to invest and expand in these platforms rather than in individual products. The benefits of these approaches are now being realized. New product launches and expansions across all of our business lines. Our investments are overwhelmingly aligned with an import substitution model where growing Indian demand is the anchor and global customers are the force multiplier. This direction, despite China's competitive aggression, it is not a coincidence. It tells us that these earnings, they are not automatic. They're generated by an obsessive attention to detail, and the pennies bring home the pounds. As we progress through the next year, the focus of the company will be on expanding downstream, using the moat that we've built to capture a larger share of the total value. Our enhanced R&D as well as scale-up assets will ensure that we maintain a seamless transition from kilo lab to multi-ton scale. And we are able to do this without the turgidity that plagues a commodity chemical producer and with the resilience of a balance sheet that eludes a fine chemical manufacturer. A majority of our new products will be manufactured for the first time in India. And we've seen how well that incentivizes investments and growth in downstream consumer bases. Our specialty solvents basket will now double, then triple. Our nitroaromatics basket will double, and our upcoming investments into polymers will put us in an elite club of a small global club of ex-China producers. This year will also see us achieve a minimum of 60% of our energy coming from renewable sources. We've surpassed our target of 15% reduction in energy intensity, 25% recycling of water, 85% recycling of waste. This affirms the goal of the promoter family that not just the shareholders, but the whole community at large should be a beneficiary of Deepak's growth aspiration. Our priorities remain explicit and unwavering. Explore the limits of our chemistry platforms, focus on atom efficiency, invest in upstream as well as downstream value accretive applications, broaden the base of stakeholders who have the pleasure of depending on Deepak. The last 50 years have been about Atmanirbhar. The next 3 years will be about Make in India, Make for the World. But all of this, at the end of the day, is peppered by the reality of business because new applications, new chemistries, this all has to result in the bottom line. And the journey over the last 1 year has been a journey where there have been several challenges, opportunities, as well as challenges that we have met head on. We started the quarter by announcing our commissioning of the fluorination asset. This is the first time that we have introduced this chemistry platform in the company. We were in the process of expanding our nitration and reduction facilities. And this would mean that today, with our own nitric acid production, we're concurrently able to make between 8 to 10 nitro products at the same time. In the mid 90s, we started with one. And these will all be done at industrial scale using best in class technologies as well as low carbon footprints. We dealt headlong with the confusion as well as the impact of the US tariffs, overwhelmingly applied on Indian exports, far beyond what was considered the equivalent for regional players. We had at that point also the highest phenol and acetone production despite a heat wave that was plaguing not just Dahej but the entire Gujarat area. In AI business, we went from a situation where we were entering the year with an 11% EBITDA and 67 crores of EBITDA, down to 9 and 7% EBITDA in Q3 before we could see the fruits of our labor starting to show up on the balance sheet in Q4 at 11% to 81. And in Q1, happy to share that this was 14% with 116 crores. So this has been a journey which has been uh, plagued by challenges, but met headlong with capacity expansion, with optimization on asset fungibility, with dealing with the opportunities also of having the US relent on their anti-dumping duty against only Deepak. And Deepak today is able to export its product alone to the US at nil duty. While we have a CVD, this is absolutely manageable, and this places us in pole position to be able to ensure that we're able to serve not just the existing market, but new applications such as the food grade industry as well. We have commissioned agrochemical molecules, advanced molecules for plant validation trials at customer ends. We've commissioned personal care fine chemical molecules. MIBK has achieved design norms in its pre-operational trials and pre-commissioning trials. MIBC has already exceeded 150% of its capacity in the pre-commissioning trials when we're seeding the marketplace with our product. Nitric acid has been commissioned. Downstream dye intermediates have been commissioned. Photochlorination not only has been commissioned, but we have actually advanced over to additional very challenging molecules which were not originally considered, but now are based on our indigenous process development will be part of our basket. And yes, we go through crises such as the Russia-Ukraine crisis, the sulfur crisis, the Hormuz crisis, and every crisis has given us the strength to look inside. Our teams have found opportunities in each one of these crises. And we continue to speak about life on a quarter-on-quarter basis, but they're there to make sure that we are living through a journey which does not start and stop with a single shipment of one product or raw material or a single country where there may be a regional flashpoint issue. But they're able to take us safely and in a way where the uh, the credibility of the organization, which is always at stake, remains high. Even right now, our teams are engaging, whether it is with customers, whether it is with suppliers, on such a regular basis that what looks like good performance on just the balance sheet represents an incredible amount of hard work, much of which is the undoing of hard work that was put in place 2 years ago because the world has changed and they have applied themselves ahead of their co-producers. I'm proud of the team. I'm proud of what we've achieved. And there is clear confidence that the future is achievable because of the kind of hard work and meticulous attention to detail they have put in. Thank you, Chairman.
Good. Maybe can I also request Sanjay Bhai to share how the Q1 has panned out in terms of numbers? We just had our board meeting yesterday at Deepak Nitrite and I've cleared the numbers, and I know we have already sent them to the stock market, but since we are all meeting here together, I thought this would be an opportunity for us to again share the same with you all.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. Dias also. I will share two things. One is Q1 numbers as well as the funding, what Megho just mentioned. Let me complete the funding part first, and then we'll go to Q1. This is very rare that a company has so many opportunities. When we were discussing about the strategy, I think a couple of years back, Deepak Bhai had a vision that we will create. This is an opportunity which we had seen at the time of phenol also. And everybody knows that how we have delivered on phenol. And similar thing with similar concept when he was thinking about this. And then we were thinking that then funding should not become a bottleneck in this. It's a great vision. We are taking a step much ahead of any competition, as well as we are there in at the right time. This is our philosophy of Atmanirbharta, and or we when we say this depend on Deepak or import substitution. This everything was fitting into this strategy. So at that time, we gave assurance to Deepak Bhai that funding will never be an issue. Whatever we do, we'll keep all the prudences, financial prudences in mind. We will not take any steps which are not in right this thing. And then we worked towards it. I'm happy to announce that we have closed the debt funding part of it. Our team has done excellent job. When we started looking outside, then we were thinking that, okay, there are options. People were saying foreign exchange loan low, bonds issue karo. There were several options which we had explored at that time. And then we realized that best thing is to take a term loan from banks, which is coming at a very, very competitive rate. I would say sub 8. It is 15 years loan with a moratorium of 5 years, which is also very rare, and a ballooning repayment. Ballooning repayment, when I say it is 34% only in first 5 years, and that too it starts from 31. So that is very rare, that there will never be any pressure of cash outflows on the balance sheet and the company, which is something which is very rare. There is no guarantee given also against this loan. So that also, this is the loan is for the subsidiary. But there also we have done excellent, that there is no corporate guarantee or any type of guarantee given. So with all this, I believe 60-40, when we are saying it is 2/3 debt and 1/3 equity, 2/3 we have already tied up. We have already put around 1100 crores as a part of equity funding. So our portion we have already funded. So now once the documents are signed, banks are supposed to disburse in the ratio of 60-40 against our 1100 what we are supposed to put, which is 25% of equity. So cash flow wise, we are very, very comfortable. Ratio wise also, we are very, very comfortable. So that gives us a great pleasure, and we'll work towards raising equity at time as and when time comes. So this is on funding. I believe I shared on funding, and first quarter, of course, results are already there out. You people must have seen. We have done exceedingly well in first quarter. Number speaks for itself. Our EBITDA for first quarter as compared to last year is almost triple. Turnover growth is also significant. We are very, very confident that we'll continue this momentum. We'll continue to deliver to the expectation of the shareholders. And as Maulik, Meghav, and Deepak Bhai are saying, this is something which we believe in, and we have got excellent team to deliver. So I believe we are on the right track, right path, with all the people around us working very hard on this. If I share the numbers for the Q1, our revenue growth is 36%, EBITDA growth is 178%, PBT is 211%, and PAT is also 211%. That is the growth we have shown in this. Phenol is doing exceedingly well. They always come up with some new, whenever we say that this is the capacity, they come up with some ideas which crosses whatever. So we never talk of capacity now. It's a competency rather than capacity in our language. So we are doing very well. All the projects and all the DCTL things are on track. So I'm happy to see that our performance is now on track as compared to earlier years. Of course, challenges remain. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sanjay Bhai. And it takes me back to a few years ago when we embarked upon this journey. First, the story of the phenol, and then the story of creating something even larger than phenol. In fact, couple of things have been always guiding me or driving me. One of them has been that whenever I look at India, I find that this is such a phenomenal growing market that for a long period of time we used to be taking India for granted. But as in particularly in current times when we find that the world is going through challenges, recession, degrowth, I'm so happy to be in my country that this continues to grow. An excellent example I may share that when we put up the phenol plant in 2016, 2017, India was importing 2 lakh tons of phenol, and we put in a plant capacity of 2 lakh tons, thinking that we will be able to just take care of the demand. Over the next 5, 7 years, the demand kept on growing, and we kept on working our best to meet up with the growing demand. Our 2 lakh tons became 2.5 lakh, 3 lakh, 3.5 lakh. Now we are talking about close to 4 lakh tons of phenol. 4 lakhs in 7 years or 6 years. And even now, the country continues to import another 1 lakh tons. This is the type of growth that India is presenting for some of these products. Not only for phenol, easy availability has actually driven more and more of people downstream to keep on growing the business. The second thing has been to see how the world has been moving. And in these days, we do see actually more challenging times for the world, particularly in Europe, when we see capacities getting rationalized, when we see on the other side China getting to become aggressive in terms of pricing, in terms of volumes. And a couple of lessons that we learned out of this, that in order to be still playing the right game, you need to think not just for a single product, but you need to think over the next 10 years, over the next 15 years, what can give you the competitive advantage? And one of the most critical things in competitive advantage we have seen is the need to create a value chain. And you need to really see that the integration advantage is always with you. Some of the companies that may have closed down in Europe today, I believe, lacked that integration advantage. Because in the early days, that was not critical. But in today's days, that is critical. And that is what we have embraced when we talk about, as Maulik said, ammonia to amines, or when we talk about propylene to polycarbonate. The, the strength of integration. The second thing has also been the strength of ensuring that whatever you do world class, you invest in capacities which are world scale, and you choose your timing. On the first two, certainly we have done well. We have chosen the best of technologies in the world. We have ensured that whatever we do, the scale is a world scale, even if it means sometimes that we are taking a little risk whether the markets will really grow as quickly. But our performance has proven that our confidence in this concept of putting world class and world scale certainly ends up becoming the best strategy. But as we bring all of these, a third dimension that starts coming, and this is something that we believe we will be unique. And the uniqueness is actually beyond creating world class capacities to finding a way to intertwine the businesses of large volume to the businesses of fine chemicals. The businesses of fine chemicals will always get a platform of scale for the products, the upstream products that will be produced. And that will ensure that whichever fine chemicals that we work to make are going to be made with everlasting competitive advantage. And some of the companies in the world, like BASF, have been major role models for companies like Deepak, who have tried to see how to create not only a chemical, not only an integrational part of a chemical business, but something like a web, a complex that will ensure that, be it commodities or be it volume products or be it fine chemicals, the complex as a whole becomes the most telling story. Having said all this, these are the benefits, but these also offer challenges to manage these type of complexes. And these challenges are something that we are acutely aware and have been taking consistently steps to really increase our bench strength in terms of management skills and capabilities, increase our talent pool, and bring the best of talents that are available in the country and even outside. I might share that we have recently decided to have Mr. Lohit Shringi come in as a Chief Executive Officer of our Advanced Intermediates business. As we mentioned last time, the business of what we were doing in Deepak Nitrite and some of the specialties what we are doing in Deepak Chemtech, we are putting all of those into the basket of what we call as advanced intermediates, so that constantly the effort is to see how do we make customized products rather than specification products. How do we really cater to different industry segments, not only life science and optical whiteners or detergents and textiles, but also whether it is fuel additives, whether it is intermediates for polymers, and whether it is products for the mining industry. So the business of AI would keep on looking at the entire range of these businesses. Lohit comes from a very good background. He has been for many years with companies like DuPont, who have been well known for developing specialty chemicals. And he joins us from yesterday to take on the responsibility of Deepak's as a advanced intermediates business as a CEO. You are all well aware that for Deepak Phenolics, Kishore Jalaria is our CEO and has been performing, bringing excellent results year after year. Beyond Deepak Phenolics, he is also now on the board of Deepak Chemtech, constantly guiding the new propylene to polycarbonate project also. Having said that, the fact that this is a major investment and not only one plant as polycarbonate, as what Meghav said, getting the Germans to drink Indian chai in a way, but actually putting these projects exactly the way they were in Germany and putting them here, and parallelly ensuring that the upstream and the upstream are also coming in time. We have brought in one of the best persons in the project execution area, Mr. Shrikant, who has joined us as head of group projects and also on the board of Deepak Chemtech. Shrikant also comes in from having set up large projects. He has been not only with companies like Ude, who are into design stage, but has worked with companies like Reliance, worked with companies like Adani's, and also with Vedanta before he joined Deepak. So the whole idea is again to bring in the best of talent that will ensure successful execution of these projects. While we do all of these, we are also aware that we are moving from the world of chemicals to the world of engineering polymers. This is a very new world. And this world will take us to talk about industries, not only as we call it as mobility, which means automobiles, but also electronics, electricals. Even in future, the areas of defense, when we talk about drones, when we talk about EV cars that are going to be coming, I believe these engineering polymers are the story of the future, not only of Deepak, but also of the country. And this is an opportunity that will help us to see that we are able to get both volume, which is like commodity capacities like 200,000 tons. I mean, the first phase will be to make 165,000 tons of polycarbonates, but also convert this into specialities, because bulk of this will be actually made to order for various different end uses. There will be various different compounds, whether it is for auto industry, as I said, whether it is for household, whether it is for LED lamps, or whether it is for electronics, like companies like Apple, when they start making more and more products in India in the coming years. Keeping these in mind, we have also therefore ensured that we have some of the best talents in this business. Dr. Yogendra Chavan, who spent a number of years with both Covestro and GE Plastics, or now called SABIC, into polycarbonates, is now heading our Deepak Advanced Materials business. We have also recently had Dr. Mohan Khadilkar join us as the Chief Innovation Officer. He also spent the best years in General Electric, not only into various organic intermediates and synthesis, but was part of the pioneering effort of General Electric in creating the polycarbonate business. So right from lab to pilot plant to polycarbonate production to making different products, he had been a part of it. He has been also with some of the best coatings companies in USA, and he joins us to again overlook the research and development activities that is being set up, that is already growing in India. In other words, what we are trying to do is to see that every aspect of growth of Deepak is supported by the best of professionals that are available in India and outside, meeting with the business needs. We are not looking at how India has been growing and how India should grow, but we are looking at how the world has been growing and how do we really learn from that and create that world in India itself. And as we do all of this, not only we do bring some of the best businesses practice in the world to bring them into India, but then we top it up with what we can do as an Indian initiative, an Indian enterprising approach to really see that between two big ideas that we would have borrowed from the European or American world, how can we create a third idea? And that is when we talk about innovation, when we talk about fine chemicals coming out of the side chains, the byproducts of the businesses that we are already investing in. When I see this, I see that my dream does not only end into the world of polycarbonates, but actually it is creating a platform for opportunities that will take us to many places. It is now for us to think whether we should be participating in the world of electronic chemicals, those that would be required for semiconductors and for solar. On the base of the unique solvents that we are going to be making, would we really be taking these up to create solvents which are of high purity, which will meet up with the needs of semiconductors? It is with this thought process that can we really look at this business of polycarbonates to not only make polycarbonate, but use this as a base and find ways and means to see can we get into other engineering polymers which are also equally growing, and particularly the polymers which are now getting to become the darling of the world, particularly from environment care point of view. And when I see all this, I do see that the need to not only ensure that the strength of the organization in terms of the top talent is there, but the ability to ensure that the breadth of Deepak that is growing from a few products to a few more products to a complex is now overseen by both Maulik and Meghav, and they help me to really take most of the load of overseeing some of these businesses to ensure that whatever we have dreamt, whatever we have planned is getting executed, and the team works together while both Maulik and Megha play the role of conductors of the music so that we are always going to be having the best of music coming through. Not only that, the need to see that the enterprising spirit to keep on getting to develop more and more opportunities out of this complex continues. And at the end of the day, I do want to see that the Gen Next is able to grow even bigger and faster and better than what I have done so far. Having said this, I would like to also spend a few more minutes on something else which is very, very close to my heart. And that is what we have been doing as CSR. And you are aware that we have a foundation called Deepak Foundation, which has been doing a lot of CSR activities, not only on behalf of Deepak Nitrite and Deepak Phenolics, but also for some of the other companies. And I might quickly just rattle these numbers, which I feel even more proud than what Sanjay's Q1 numbers were, because I think more than anything else, it touches the heart. At the end of the day, we have had more than 3 lakh beneficiaries supported annually with timely transport and support through fleet of mobile medical buggies going to the hospitals. More than 1 lakh patients were provided primary care. More than 60,000 beneficiaries were screened for TB and other such diseases. And we have been able to help most of them come out of what we call as TB Mukta. When we talk about school, more than 8,300 school-going adults and children have undergone what we call as anemia mukt in this last 1 year. We have created, for the first time in the country, vehicles which are working for diagnostic analysis, not only just mobile health. And more than 1,900 women were checked, screened for breast cancer, so that early stage, if this is discovered, we are able to ensure that there is zero mortality. In the places in Baroda, 1,500 patients requiring palliative care have been catered to over this year. More than 8,000 patients in OPD and 850 inpatients have been given quality care. And the numbers run on and on and on. Today, I find that even one program that we have taken, which we call as Sanghat, we have been able to bring in 153 crores of convergence through direct benefit transfers from the government to people, taking care of 2.6 lakh beneficiaries across Gujarat, Maharashtra, and some of the other states. All of this makes me feel proud, and I would like to share that if we have taken care of 3.5 lakh shareholders of Deepak Nitrite, we have ended up taking care of 7.5 lakh proud citizens of India through this CSR activities. And I'm sure my father up there must be smiling from year to year and continue to give his blessings. So thank you very much, friends, for listening to our presentation. And I would like to ask if there are more clarifications, more queries. We would be very keen to answer the same. Can I ask the moderator to take over from here?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I request the speaker shareholders to limit their queries to not more than 3 minutes each and raise queries or provide suggestions which are relevant to the company. The response to the queries shall be provided together at the end. Our first speaker is Mr. Yusuf Rangwala. Mr. Rangwala, you may speak now.
सर आपका आवाज आ रहा है सर वेरी गुड आफ्टरनून सर गुड आफ्टरनून सर आपका आवाज आ रहा है सर आपका आवाज आ रहा है साहब
Yes, Mr. Yusuf, your voice is clear. You're audible. Please go ahead. Mr. Yusuf? I think we have disconnected. He's not able to. So our next speaker is Mr. Kaushik Shaukar. Mr. Shaukar, you may speak now.
Yeah, hello. Am I audible?
Yes, Mr. Shaukar, you're audible. Please go ahead.
My video was not visible.
Yes, you can.
Yes, sir.
You can continue with your video, please. Turn on your video. Yeah, you are visible.
Members and fellow shareholders, good afternoon to all. It gives me immense pleasure to interact with you once again this year. I am also deeply grateful to our company secretary for granting me this opportunity. I sincerely wish everyone good health and continued success. Coming to my query, I have only one query, which is Deepak Nitrite has successfully diversified into specialty chemical, phenolics, and advanced manufacturing. Could the management share its long-term strategy for increasing the contribution of high-value specialty and downstream product to overall revenue? Additionally, what milestones should shareholders track over next 3-5 years in terms of capacity utilization, new product commercialization, and return on capital employed? On a lighter note, Deepak Nitrite has mastered chemical reactions. As shareholders, we are just waiting for reaction between good results and share price to be little more explosive. Uh, on conclusion, I once again humbly request your kind consideration and empathy. Sir, Deepak sir, CSR is ultimately about serving humanity and creating meaningful opportunities. Considering my medical condition, which is aggravating quickly, I sincerely request you to kindly empathize with my medical condition and encourage me to remain professionally self-reliant by associating with me in the field of certification audit, both offline and online, and across various group companies, and would truly reflect the spirit of CSR through empowerment rather than assistance alone. For past several years, I have been placing this request before you with the hope that it would receive your kind attention. I respectfully request that my credentials be considered this time. Mr. Deepak, please, if the company is not in a position to support my request, I would be grateful for a clear response. Knowing the company decision, whether positive or otherwise, would help me move forward with clarity instead of remaining in uncertainty. Thank you very much for your valuable time, patience, and kind consideration. I remain hopeful for positive response and look forward to meeting you again next year. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Shaukar. We have noted your comments. Our next speaker is Ms. Celestine Mascarenas. Ms. Celestine, you may speak now.
Hello.
Hello.
The video.
Yes, ma'am, you're audible.
Video is not coming. Hello.
Ma'am,
No,
you
no.
can turn on your video now.
No, it is not. The button, nothing is coming.
You can-
Okay. It is come. Yeah. Yes. Now the button came. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. I'm audible, no? Okay.
Yes, ma'am, you are audible. Please go
Uh,
ahead.
Thank you very much. Respected Chairman Dr. Deepak C. Mehta, other honorable directors on the board, my dear fellow shareholders, I am Mrs. C. Mascarenas speaking from Mumbai. First of all, I thank the company secretary and his team for sending me an e-annual report, and also, but here I would prefer a physical copy because of the age. My eyes are not getting adjusted with the small print. So I would prefer a physical one, registering me as a speaker and also giving me this platform to speak. Thank you so much. Now, our annual report is full of information, facts, figures, at the same time, adhering to all the norms of corporate governance. Our working is definitely good, no, nothing to comment on, and a good market capitalization also. Thank you so much. Now, congratulations for all the awards and accolades received during the year. Also, CSR work is very good, especially at the end. Chairman explained many things, and which gave me a thought, why do I not ask us a very simple, but which is very, very important to prevent, in the interest of good health. See, I am speaking that the washrooms, or you can say toilets and drinking water should be done at every highways, on the highways, because it is very difficult, or on the petrol pump. If there are those washrooms, they are not maintained at all, and that is the cause for spreading of more and more diseases and infections and all. People go for anything on the highways, they have a hell of a problem. Even I have faced. So India is so great, I'm saying, but when CSR work, why don't you take up and manage those washrooms well, under the CSR activity? I'm not saying particular which place, which state, but this should be the availability in the interest of very good health. So rest about the ESG and the climatic changes are well documented in our annual report. Now I come to my queries. I'll be also brief because we are in so many intermediaries. We are not only in nitrate, but in other indigenous chemicals, which are intermediate to so many other in the other means in the works of the other in chemicals and all. See, we started, means we put, that phenyl acetone was very much required, and you put a plant in 2016. So this was the first product which has grown up phenomenal. So I would like to know in this product, how much we get revenues. There are so many intermediaries, but I'm just stressing on phenol. How much we get in revenues, at the same time, how much we are getting margin in that. Now we have 77 patents 77 patent applications are already filed. How many are already passed by now? We have a very dedicated R&D facility at Nansari. I would like to know how many qualified professionals, male female ratio, average age, and the attrition level. How many plants we have, and what is the average capacity utilization of these, which and among these, which is the state of art plant? Can you name it? What will be the capex requirement for organic and the inorganic growth by further acquisitions of the any other intermediaries which are going cheap? Rest, I heard a lot of things were explained by our chairman and others directors. So we have understood many things, and I wish you all the best. May our company grow in strength to strength. May Deepak Nitrate become one in the world, the having the highest capacity. That is my prayer to you. And my second prayer is to have very good health. to your entire team, especially to you, sir, because I feel health is wealth. And I'm so happy you are keeping this online, or if some shareholders want, you keep hybrid. But online is a great boon for elderly people like me, because I have a spine problem and I have a knees problem. So because of the spine, I am scared to do further operation. So this has become a great boon where I participate. I see all, and I know what is happening in the world, because I heard you from it. I think you all gave a speech for more than 1 hour. So I'm very happy we have such companies doing such intermediaries and which are going to beat the world performance. With this, I thank you very much and may God bless you all. And if it is possible, my husband Aloysius want to say a few words.
Hello, can I speak, sir? I'll be very, very brief, if you permit. Can I proceed?
Yes, yes, sir. Please.
Please.
Yeah, I'll be very brief. Respected Chairman, sir, very distinguished members of the board and my fellow shareholders. Good morning, good afternoon to you all. My name is Aloysius Mascarenhas. I'm a proud speaker. I'm a proud shareholder of this prestigious company, which is near and dear to us. We are holding these shares for a very long time, along with Deepak Fertilizers, which has rewarded us very well. And we would like to see the plant, and because seeing is believing and increases the economic value. Only one question I would like to ask: who are our peers and competitors, and what is our market share? Rest many questions have been asked by my previous speakers. I don't want to add. And your very good speech has educated us very much. With this, sir, thank you very much for patient hearing. Good health, good luck, and goodbye.
Namaskar.
Thank you.
Yeah, namaskar.
Thank you, Mr. and Mrs. Mascarenhas. We have noted your comments. Our next speaker is Mr. Jayesh Manik. Mr. Manik, you can speak now.
Oh. Good morning, everybody. Sir, I may be little taking more time because this is last once in a year we get the opportunity. And as the board knows and chairman knows that we are shareholders for last 30, 40 years in this company. We are permanently married to this company. Good morning, everybody. Congrats on the company's good working in spite of global tough year for all, especially on the because of war and civil disturbances in few countries affecting every company. Volatile crude price, raw material price rise, dollar reaching new heights. What is the impact on our company? Rupee becoming weak. Chairman sir, your congrats on your getting conferred doctorate degree from UDCT Matunga, and you are getting lifetime achievement award also from Camtech. It's a proud day for all of us. आगे बढ़ो हम आपके साथ है. Today is our 55th AGM. Company on strong wicket. Don't make us wait till the 75th year for bonus shares, sir. You propose one bonus as soon, your lifespan will further increase by 5 years guaranteed, whatever it is. Further to what God has decided for you presently. So seek blessings of the shareholders and think of bonus shares at the earliest. We are all awaiting eagerly Deepak Phenol issue, sir. Public issue with some reservation for Deepak Nitrite shareholders at par, and we don't mind having waiting period clause also. We welcome our company's two new MD, Deputy MD elevation, Mr. Maulik Mehta and Mr. Megal Mehta. Our future is more bright with the elevation of these youngsters, and we are in safe hands because they are also religious, God fearing, and all credit goes to our living God C.K. Mehta, who was all these years talking in Gujarati. Haji Sahib Manjur che. We are missing those words. Deepak bhai, you should also continue his 1-2 sentences in every AGM. So we also remember your great father. Our company is big, going big on expansion plan. So requesting, how are you going to fund the company's expansion? Why not think of rights, non-convertible debentures, our evergreen retail FD for existing shareholders public. Our company's annual report is colorful, bright, compliments to our company's secretary and the entire secretarial team. Our finance cost is negligible, under control. Compliments to our company CFO, Mr. Sanjay Upadhyay, who has been with our company for more than 35 years. So what is the promoters holding? If it is 50% and more, we are totally safe, sir. We have in our other company, Deepak Fertilizer, a woman power from the family, Mrs. Parul Sailesh Mehta. When are you bringing our family member, Mrs. Ila D. Mehta, on our company board? Ladies are considered as Lakshmi ji, so that we will get more higher interim dividend, final dividend, and bonus shares. Don't just pinpoint. We want to see you sitting next to you, sir. And here we have only presently one lady on the board. Our ex-chairman KV Kamath had many left and right and woman power sitting on the board, sir. So we want a next AGM Ila Babi's name also to come. Last year we had for plant visit taken by Shapurji Palanji, one of the company, to Aurangabad via Vande Bharat. When are we planning to have one plant visit, sir? When making our company become all India company? When are we going to have plant in Uttar Pradesh and Assam? Try to have all India plants. Just not concentrate only on Gujarat. No doubt we are Gujaratis. Gujaratis are far ahead, Gujarat state. But see, today UP has overtaken Gujarat also in industrialization. It's a safe state under Yogi Adityanath, the future Prime Minister of the country, sir. Sir, don't forget, our Indians are talented, intelligent, hardworking. Today, so many global companies have Indians as CEOs. One day, let me tell you, American USA president also will be Hindustani, sir. I may not be alive, but I may be seeing from heaven or hell wherever God takes me. But Chairman sir, under your dynamic leadership in your lifetime, we want to see one Deepak hospital before you step down or God snatches you in future, sir. Deepak hospital is required. Don't worry for funding. We can have like Apollo hospital public issue also. Sir, supporting all the resolutions. Last point, sorry, I forgot. Why are we having office in the Alembic city, sir? Why not we have Deepak Nagar and Deepak Center, Deepak House, sir? Today our company is grown up like anything. Our group is quite big. We can have like Adani's, Adani Nagar, Deepak Nagar. So try to think in future we can have our Deepak Center in our independent plot and in the Deepak colony, sir. Thank you very much. Today shortly all religious festivals are around the corner, starting with Pajoshan. Wishing all Jain brothers Michami Dukadam, followed by Global Ganpati, and we pray that global peace again comes back to for everybody. The war should stop. Jai Hind, Jai Gujarat, and Jai Maharashtra. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Manek. We have noted your comments. Our next speaker is Ms. Madhu Singhal. Ms. Singhal, you may speak now.
ऑडिबल सर आवाज आ रही है आपको मेरी?
Yes, you are audible.
सर मैं मधु सिंघल एंड ज्वाइंट नेम है देव कुमार अग्रवाल, दोनों ही हम शेयर होल्डर हैं सर। आपने हमें बोलने का मौका दिया सर, बहुत ही शॉर्ट पीरियड पे आपके सेक्रेटरी डिपार्टमेंट ने मेरे को बोलने का मौका दिया। मैंने 2 दिन पहले ही मेल रिक्वेस्ट करा था कि मेरे को स्पीकर में बोलने का मौका दिया सर। मैं बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद देता हूँ सर आपके पूरी मैनेजमेंट टीम का और बोर्ड के सभी लोगों का जिन्होंने मुझे बोलने का मौका दिया सर। सर आपने बहुत अच्छा डिविडेंड दिया है, 7 रुपये 50 पैसा सर। लास्ट 4 ईयर से सेम डिविडेंड मुझको मिलता आ रहा है सर। लगता है 7 रुपये 50 पैसा से कंपनी को बहुत प्यार हो गया सर। सर बाकी ये पूछना था सर, हमने कोई बोनस शेयर या स्प्लिट्स के करने का कोई इरादा है कि सर 20 जून 2014 में हमारे को बोनस शेयर आप लोगों ने इशू करे थे, एक पे एक बोनस मिला था और फेस वैल्यू 10 से 2 रुपये हुई थी सर। और उससे पहले सर राइट इशू लाए भी हमें काफ़ी लंबा टाइम हो गया। 2006 में हम राइट इशू लाए थे, 2 पे 4 हमें शेयर मिले थे। उससे पहले भी 1994 में राइट इशू लाए थे, 1 पे 1 मिला था सर। कभी अभी कंपनी का कोई फ्यूचर में कोई प्रोग्राम है क्या सर, कोई राइट इशू लाने का सर? एक इसके बारे में बताइएगा सर। और सर एक मेरे को ये बोलना था सर, कोई शेयर होल्डर को कोई प्लांट विजिट का कोई ऐसा कोई प्रोसीजर है आपके पास, तो इसके लिए सर हमें बताइएगा। और सर एक जो लोग ये स्पीकर शेयर होल्डर लेते हैं, इसका कोई एडवांस में सर क्वेश्चंस वगैरह ले, ताकि बहुत शॉर्ट पीरियड में और सबकी बात आपके पास जा सके सर। तो 2 से 3 मिनट का कोई कट ऑफ होना चाहिए जो हम आपसे बात कर सके। नहीं तो सर एक ही पर्सन अगर इतना टाइम ले लेगा तो फिर सब लोग नहीं बोल पाते। अगर किसी को ज़्यादा क्वेश्चन अगर आंसर्स का कुछ है तो वो या तो कंपनी को क्वेश्चन आंसर करे सेक्रेटरी टीम को, या फिर कोई एडवांस में आप उनसे क्वेश्चन ले ले। मैं सेक्रेटरी टीम से रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा कि आप कोई ऐसा बनाएं कि एडवांस में क्वेश्चन ले, क्योंकि वो लंबा पीरियड हो जाता है सर। हमारा मीटिंग का टाइम 11:30 था, अब हम राउंड ऑफ बन के राउंड ऑफ आ गए हैं। मतलब तो हम गुड मॉर्निंग से गुड आफ्टरनून की तरफ चले गए हैं सर। तो ये इसके लिए इस चीज़ का थोड़ा सा करेगा। बाकी सर मैं सेक्रेटरी टीम का मिस्टर अरविंद जी का और मिस्टर चिराग जी हैं, जो उनका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद देता हूँ, जिन्होंने मेरे को एडवांस में मेरे को स्पीकर नंबर दिया और मेरे को लिंक भी भेजा और प्रॉपर तरीके से बताया कि भाई इस टाइप मीटिंग है और इस तरीके से है। सर हमारा कोई अभी कोई गुजरात में जैसे धोलेरा का आजकल बहुत ज़्यादा हो रहा है कि वहाँ पे भी कोई अगर प्लांट लाने का, या हरियाणा या यूपी में कोई प्लांट या कोई अन्य कोई यूनिट लगाने का कोई आगे कोई प्लान है सर, इस बारे में बताइएगा सर। बाकी सर एक मेरी ये रिक्वेस्ट है सर, आपके बोर्ड के नंबर हैं 0265276550 और 026527655500, और एक है सर 0265396020। सर मोर देन 1 ईयर मैं इसको नंबर्स को कई बार ट्राई कर चुका, नो एनी पर्सन इस नंबर को पिक नहीं करते हैं। कल मिस्टर चिराग जी का मेल आया, उस मेल के नीचे एक मोबाइल नंबर था उनका, तो मेरी उनसे बात हो पाई। इस मोबाइल नंबर पे सर मतलब लैंडलाइन नंबर कोई भी पर्सन उठाते नहीं तो, या कोई पिक नहीं करते हैं सर। अगर ऐसा कोई नंबर इन्वेस्टर रिलेशनशिप का नंबर होना चाहिए कि जो आप इतनी बड़ी कंपनी चला रहे हैं सर, इतनी बड़ी, कि ताकि इंडस्ट्रियल जो रिलेशनशिप है, जो इन्वेस्टर है वो एक हर कंपनी में जैसे इन्वेस्टर रिलेशनशिप एक पर्सन को डेडिकेट किया जाता है, ताकि हम उससे बात कर सके, अपनी बात कह सके या वो हमारी बात सुन सके। बाकी कंपनी सेक्रेटरी का मैं बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद देता हूँ, वो मेल का रिप्लाई तो आता है, लेकिन सर कोई ऐसी बातें होती हैं कि सारी चीज़ें हम फोन पे नहीं मतलब लिख नहीं सकते, मतलब हम इतने एजुकेटेड या इतने पढ़े लिखे नहीं, कई चीज़ हम बोल के ही बता सकते हैं। तो सर प्लीज़ ऐसे नंबर प्रोवाइड कराइए कि जो नंबर वर्किंग में हो, क्योंकि ये तीनों ही नंबर नॉट वर्किंग है, नॉट एनी पर्सन नॉट पिक नंबर। और लास्ट 1 ईयर्स में मैनी टाइम इसको कॉल कर चुका, दिन में तो 8-8 10-10 बार ट्राई कर चुका हूँ, कोई पर्सन मतलब पिक नहीं करता इस नंबर पर। बाकी सर शेयर का प्राइस आज बहुत अच्छा रहा है, आज हमने काफ़ी 1851 का हाई लगाया है, लेकिन सर हम इतना हाई लगाने के बाद फिर हम 150-150 रुपये नीचे के मतलब 100 रुपीज़ नीचे आ गए हैं, मतलब काफ़ी अप डाउन हो गया है। चलो आगे बाकी सर आप कोई राइट इशू या कोई सर शेयर को स्प्लिट करने के लिए सोचें, ताकि छोटे इन्वेस्टर भी कंपनी में इन्वेस्ट कर सके सर। बाकी सर मैं आपका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद देता हूँ। दिल्ली से देव कुमार अग्रवाल, मधु सिंगल सर, थैंक यू बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद सर। और सभी बोर्ड ऑफ डायरेक्टर का बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद सर। थैंक यू सर।
Thank you, Mr. Singhal. We have noted your comments. Our next speaker is Mr. Nirav Jamudia. Mr. Jamudia, you can speak now.
Yeah, good afternoon, sir, and thank you for this opportunity. Sir, I have a few questions to ask. So, sir, first of all, congratulations to Mr. Maulik and Mr. Meghav Mehta on their elevation as the Deputy MD. So, as they now take on these expanded leadership responsibilities, could they please share their key strategic priorities for next 3 to 5 years? Specifically, what areas of growth, operational excellence, innovation, capital allocation, and value creation they focus on, and how they envision taking this company to its next phase of sustainable growth. So second question is on the polycarbonate plant. Like the company has embarked on a significant transformation through its investment in PC value chain and based on the technology what we have acquired from Trinshaw. So where do you envision the company over next 5 years in terms of scale, market position, and profitability? Additionally, what specific competitive advantages do you expect from the integration of this polycarbonate technology and the business? So third is on for the projects which we have recently commissioned and which are going to be commissioned in the near future, how they are going to benefit the company in terms of the top line and the bottom line in short to medium term. Like one of the lines also you have written in the annual report is that for the medium term, the focus will be towards the value added products rather than the commodity ones, which would support the profit growth. So, what are your plans for bringing these specialty products to our product portfolio basket to have a sustained profitable growth in the future? And sir, last question is like some of the lessons or the key lessons which possibly we would have learned from our existing phenol plant, which we would like to apply for our upcoming newer plant at the along with the PC plant where we are integrating. So if you can just share your lessons which you will be applying for the new plant, like some insights in terms of the production process, or let's say the availability of raw material, pipeline integration, as well as market placement for our product. Thank you so much, sir. I already voted in favor of all the resolutions, and I wish Deepak team all the very best for the future.
Thank you, Mr. Jimudia. We have noted your comments. As there are no other registered speaker shareholders, I request the chairman to kindly respond to the comments and suggestions of the shareholders. Thank you.
Copy, yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Kaushik Sahukar. So the few things that are already happening that you may be aware, that when we look at forward and backward integration of our businesses, one actually ends up working to see how the EBITDA margins continue to improve, because we would be doing value addition within the group itself. Today, for example, when we start with cumene, we convert it to phenol and acetone. The acetone we then convert into IPA, or now into MIBK. MIBK is further converted into MIBC. So steadily, one thing you might find that turnover does not grow as a group, because we end up consuming internally, but certainly the EBITDA margin will continue to grow. And finally, at the end of the day, the ROS will certainly be much better. At the same time, the biggest advantage is the resilience, that when international competition does come, which happens through all products, Deepak will always be standing high above competition. So this is the benefit of integration. I'm thankful to both Mr. and Mrs. Maskaranas, and the fact that you have been taking so much active interest in the company. Before I talk about the company's issues, with regard to CSR and public washrooms, I may share that we have been also contributing to an institute called Swadesh, which has perhaps put in the largest number of toilets in the rural sector in the country. Over the years, this has been one of the biggest challenges for ladies in rural areas. And now that institute is also now putting in more bathing places for women in the rural areas. With regard to revenue from phenol business, we have had a turnover of about 5,400 crores coming from the phenol business, and with a reasonably good margin. This margin keeps on changing from time to time. You asked about our R&D. We have more than 100 people working in the Research and Development Center at Savli, where frankly, we don't distinguish between male and female. And the idea is to encourage anybody who comes up with a greater talent and greater capability, technological capability. So we do have a reasonably good number of female female who have been highly educated and are contributing to increase our R&D capabilities. In terms of business, so far as the nitration businesses are concerned, companies such as Aarti Industries are our co-producers or competitors, major players. There are other small players also. In the phenolics business, we have a government company called Hindustan Organics, which runs a plant in Kochi. We are also likely to have a new competitor in terms of Haldia petrochemicals, maybe around the end of the year. But largely, when we talk about competition internationally, it has always been the Chinese players who have been in these businesses. When we talk about peers, we also talk about players in the upstream and downstream in our businesses. So far as the polycarbonate business is concerned, today 3 of the major players in the country are Covestro, Sabic, and Lotte, which is again a Korean company. But none of them produce polycarbonate in India. They all imported polycarbonate and make compounds in India and market them. So I am sure that we will have a distinct advantage in making the resin itself and then making the compounds. Mr. Manek has shared about the impact of, has asked about the impact of foreign exchange volatility. So far, the company has been on its toes in terms of taking care that we are always acutely aware of what is happening on the forex position and keep on taking positions depending upon what we feel best. Having said that, as long as rupee is depreciating, it is always an advantage to the company. The 85 rupee to a dollar and now 95 rupee to a dollar has only helped us to improve our profitability and improve our resilience to what is happening in terms of international pricing. Our promoters' holdings remain the same by and large. With regard to hospitals that you mentioned, let me share that we have been supporting hospitals. There is a children's hospital which has been supported by Deepak. There is also a hospital that is being run at both Nandesari and now in Dahej to take care of the patients in these industrial areas. So in a way, we have been running hospitals. We are not necessarily always looking for a brand or a name like the way Apollo hospitals run. Our business is in the business of running and manufacturing chemicals. Running hospitals is more like a CSR activity, which we continue to do. I have taken note of Mr. Madhur Singhal's points that right issue is long overdue. We take note of that point and let us see how future shapes up. With regard to plant visit, as I see, we have now more and more sites and more new plants coming up. And much more than plant visit, I would look forward to in the coming years, maybe 2-3 years from now, setting up some sort of a centers in places like Bombay where we can present to you what is happening with the products that we make. Maybe tomorrow's days we may look at these places where we bring in to show you products made out of our polycarbonate, for example, that will go to the auto and other industries as a demonstration platform. That will also help you to get a much better view about what the company stands for. Nirav Jimodia's point on key strategic priorities for the next few years for the DMDs. As I mentioned to you, until now, while we have several teams working to ensure that their verticals are taken care of, whether it is fine chemicals, whether it is performance products, whether it is bulk. And we have an excellent team of people who manage these. Until now, my role has been to constantly oversee, review with them, give guidance, constantly see what can be done to even improve value propositions from a stakeholder's point of view. This is one responsibility that I believe now with both the DMDs coming in would be shared with them so that they would take in more and more of these responsibilities as we grow into having more and more businesses and more complex strategic needs that are going to be coming up. I expect them to play a much larger role in being driving business excellence through the teams that we have. And I look forward to myself actually playing a role of continuing to be providing the vision and ensuring that execution is taken care of by the teams that are there. What specific advantage for integration for PC? Somebody told me that you are acquiring a plant from Germany. How come the Germans decided to close down? And this is the unique difference that we are making. And that difference comes out of integration. The German company was making the product, but was still not integrated into the building blocks. By being integrated, we would ensure that come what may, even if there is competition from large players like China, we will still be able to deliver performance. And the next best thing is that we are looking at the focused India market, where there are none of these players currently there. So both with integration, creating a size and playing in the Indian marketplace, I think we have I would say a deadly combination that can only succeed. In terms of turnover, I believe that if we are at 8,000 crores last year, I hope and look forward to both the DMDs now working to see that we are able to cross 10,000 crores for the year 27, 26, 27. And I do see that in the coming years, with all these investments, the least we should see is doubling of the turnover. Maybe if we look at adding on all the products that get consumed internally as separate entities, we will certainly more than double the turnover. But even consolidated, we should be able to double the turnover. Having said that, I think this is only going to be a beginning of yet another constant growth as we set in the platforms for all these businesses. Key lessons from existing phenol plant. I think they get ingrained into the new projects that come in, not only in terms of ensuring the best of capacities, but incorporating all the improvements that we would have done into the new projects, into the new plants. Also learning to see that more and more it is important not only to take care of the best of the plant, but working to see the entire supply chain is taken care of even much better than what we are doing today for the phenol business. For example, today propylene that we are buying, we transport it over a couple of thousand kilometers till the time it comes to the factories at Deepak. For the future, propylene that we would be buying mostly will come by pipeline in maybe 10 to 15 kilometers, and that's it. These are the new things that we have added to see that we become a player as if we are not sitting just in India, but sitting in the developed world. So some of these changes that we are now adding will make us even stronger compared to what we are today. With these few words, I may want to again add that the company continues to strive to create a business case that will be great for our dear shareholders and great for the country at large. I thank you once again for being with us today and sharing your queries, your thoughts, and your good wishes. Thank you very much. Have a great afternoon. Have a great day. Thank you.
There are no qualifications, observations, or adverse remarks in the reports issued by the statutory auditors and the secretarial auditors, which might have any material adverse effect on the functioning of the company, and hence the same are not required to be read out at the AGM. I will now brief the members about the business items as contained in the notice convening this AGM. There are 14 business items in the notice of 55th Annual General Meeting of the company. The items under ordinary business are: item number 1, to receive, consider, approve, and adopt the audited standalone financial statements of the company for the financial year ended 31st March 2026, together with the reports of the Board of Directors and auditors thereon. The resolution for item number 1, as provided in the notice, is proposed to be passed as an ordinary resolution. Item number 2, to receive, consider, approve, and adopt the audited consolidated financial statements of the company for the financial year ended 31st March 2026, together with the report of the auditors thereon. The resolution for item number 2, as provided in the notice, is proposed to be passed as an ordinary resolution. Item number 3 of the notice, to declare dividend of rupees 7 and paisa 50 only, being 375% per equity share of face value of rupees 2 each for the financial year ended 31st March 2026. The resolution for item number 3, as provided in the notice, is proposed to be passed as an ordinary resolution. Item number 4 of the notice, to appoint a director in place of Mr. Girish Satarkar, DIN 00340116, who retires by rotation at this annual general meeting in terms of section 152, subsection 6 of the Companies Act 2013, and being eligible has offered himself for reappointment. The resolution for item number 4, as provided in the notice, is proposed to be passed as an ordinary resolution. Item number 5 of the notice, to appoint Mr. Anand Pandey, DIN 08186854, as a director liable to retire by rotation in place of Mr. Ajay C. Mehta, DIN 01776546, who retires by rotation at this annual general meeting in terms of section 152, subsection 6 of the Companies Act 2013, and has not offered himself for reappointment. The resolution for item number 5, as provided in the notice, is proposed to be passed as an ordinary resolution. The items under special business are: item number 6 of the notice, appointment of Mr. Anand Pandey, DIN 08186854, as Executive Director and Chief Manufacturing Officer of the company for a period of 3 years with effect from 5th August 2026, and payment of remuneration to him. The resolution for item number 6, as provided in the notice, is proposed to be passed as an ordinary resolution. Item number 7 of the notice, reappointment and elevation of Shri Maulik Mehta, DIN 05227290, as Deputy Managing Director of the company for further period of 5 years with effect from 9th May 2026, and payment of remuneration to him. The resolution for item number 7, as provided in the notice, is proposed to be passed as an ordinary resolution. Item number 8 of the notice, elevation and appointment of Mr. Megho Mehta, DIN 05229853, as Deputy Managing Director of the company for a period of 5 years with effect from 9th May 2026, and payment of remuneration to him. The resolution for item number 8, as provided in the notice, is also proposed to be passed as an ordinary resolution. Item number 9 of the notice, reappointment of Mr. Sanjay Upadhyay, DIN 01776546, as Director Finance and Group Chief Financial Officer of the company for further period of 5 years with effect from 1st August 2026, and payment of remuneration to him. The resolution for item number 9, as provided in the notice, is proposed to be passed as an ordinary resolution. Item number 10 of the notice, reappointment of Mr. Girish Satarkar, DIN 00340116 as Executive Director of the company for further period of 3 years with effect from 4th August 2026 and payment of remuneration to him. The resolution for item number 10 as provided in the notice is proposed to be passed as an ordinary resolution. Item number 11 of the notice, appointment of Mr. Milind Mehta, DIN 01297508 as an independent director of the company for a term of 3 consecutive years with effect from 7th August 2026. The resolution for item number 11 as provided in the notice is proposed to be passed as a special resolution. Item number 12 of the notice, appointment of Mr. Adnan Ahmed, DIN 00046742 as an independent director of the company for a term of 3 consecutive years with effect from 7th August 2026. The resolution for item number 12 as provided in the notice is proposed to be passed as a special resolution. Item number 13 of the notice, payment of remuneration to executive directors who are promoters or members of promoter group. The resolution for item number 13 as provided in the notice is proposed to be passed as a special resolution. Item number 14 of the notice, ratification of remuneration of the cost auditors for the financial year 2026-27. The resolution for item number 14 as provided in the notice is proposed to be passed as an ordinary resolution. The facility to vote shall be kept open for 15 minutes after the conclusion of this annual general meeting. Therefore, members who have not yet casted their votes are requested to do so. Now, I request the chairman to give his concluding remarks, please. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Bajpai. Before I close, I may just add one more point, and that is about Deepak Oman, which is coming up in Oman, where we are putting up our plant to make sodium nitrite. This project has just achieved its financial closure and it's moving very well. And as many of you would know, in recent times, Oman has become a very attractive location from both political point of view and nearness to the country. And that has been one reason why Mr. Ajay Bhai has been now much more active at Oman. And that's how we are looking at more future growths coming also from there. So that was one reason why he chose to decide to spend more time there and therefore not continue with Deepak Nitrite here. I thank all the shareholders for joining this meeting through VC. I also thank the directors and other participants for joining the meeting physically as well as through VC. I hereby declare the 55th annual general meeting of the company as concluded. Thank you. Have a great day.